Alva Edison once said, to invent, you need a good imagination and a pile of junk. Now, let me ask you all a question. What do we usually do with our clothes that can no longer be worn? More often than not, we simply throw them away without considering any other possibilities. Well, discarding clothes may seem harmless, but according to an organization, Common Objective, the staggering reality is that over 100 billion garments are produced every year, with more than 50% of it ending up in the landfills. Needless to say, if these clothes end up in the landfills, then there can be massive destruction to our environment and our soil. Let me tell you a story of how I transformed my old clothes into something new and useful. During the pandemic, just like everybody else, I was extremely bored. It was the most monotonous period of my life as I had nothing interesting to do. Looking at me getting bored, my grandmother thought of teaching me how to stitch small pouches. Thanks to the art of stitching, I looked forward to the end result every time I stitched. This enthusiasm kept me going and did not want me to stop. One day, it just clicked with me to make dresses for my dolls rather than making pouches. I loved the idea of creating something new from old stuff. I kept creating new dresses for my dolls and felt like a designer remodeling my dolls into fashionistas. I loved the idea of creating new dresses. I made this dress for my Barbie doll using my father's old shirt. I was so engrossed in the art of stitching that sometimes I also had cheerful clashes with my mother, asking her new dress to be torn just so that I could make something from it. As time passed, I started to wonder. Just because I love to customize and design dresses for my dolls, not many unusable clothes goes to the bin. But what about others? What do they do with their unusable clothes? So I started to embrace myself in the journey of discovery and research by scouring through the internet and visiting various websites. The insights that I found were horrifying. According to an article by earth.org published in the year 2022, of the 100 billion garments that is produced every year, 92 million tons ends up in the landfills. It is alarming to realize that a truck full of clothes ends up in the landfill sites every single second. When consumers throw away their clothing into the garbage, they not only waste resources, but not realizing that their clothes can take more than 200 years for it to completely decompose into the soil. And as stated by the slow label, during the decomposition process, textiles generate harmful greenhouse methane gas, toxics, and other chemicals and dyes into the soil and contaminate the groundwater. Even during the manufacturing of clothes can take up huge amounts of water being wasted, especially in the manufacturing of cotton garments. The creation of a cotton garment involves a series of processes, right from the cultivation and harvesting of cotton to the later processes of dyeing, printing, and finishing. Each step in this process takes up a huge amount of water. Imagine this. It takes a whopping 2,700 liters of water just to manufacture one single cotton t-shirt. To put that into perspective, this amount of water could be used by one person for 900 days. This staggering fact highlights the impact our clothing choices have on water resources. However, there is a simple solution to this problem. It is time to fully embrace in the transformative power of upcycling. Upcycling is a process of transforming our old clothes into something new and more beautiful while creating less amounts of wastage. By engaging in this simple, sustainable, and creative process, we can make a significant impact in preserving our planet. Upcycling stands as a ray of hope in our journey towards creating a more sustainable future. Through an innovative way to repurposing garments, we not only reduce waste, but also encourage creativity and resourcefulness. All of this just by giving a second life to forgotten garments. We can redesign our old clothes into something new and fashionable by unleashing our creativity and discovering the inner designer. There are many other ways to promote upcycling. For instance, we can join upcycling workshops that are conducted by fashion schools and other environmental organizations that can help us upcycle our garments better. Or we can merely promote upcycling just by supporting and promoting brands that have upcycled garments in their collection. I wish and hope that we all come together to create a better, breathable planet for us and for the generations to come by simply embracing in the beautiful process of upcycling. It may sound cliche, but if not us, then who? Let's all take a stand and upcycle today for a better tomorrow. Thank you.